What's up, everybody? Welcome to Car Mechanic Simulator with me, the virtual mechanic, and my yellow Ford Mustang with all the bodywork finished, but the engine needs some attention. Not what we're on today. Today we're heading to the junkyard to find something cool to work on. We have arrived at the junkyard, have a wander around here, hopefully find something cool. This is a huge place to explore, so we'll have to come back multiple times. But that, to me, looks like a Ferrari just sat there, prime for the taking. It's not in too bad shape. The exterior needs a lot of work, but the engine doesn't look too bad. Looks like it might be the Liberty Walk edition. It is the Liberty Walk edition. That's always good to know. 23,000. It's not a bad price for a Ferrari. We can probably profit on that very, very well. And just over here, we have the Audi RS6 estate car. Very nice again. Bit dirty on the outside. But it is a nice car, not one I've had before. The Lit edition, made by Lit. Good car modder, he makes a lot of cars. 21.5, that's a pretty good price. We could probably profit off that, so we'll keep that. We'll have a wander around a bit more, see if we can find anything else, but if not, we'll just stick with them. Back at the garage, decided to just stick with the Ferrari and the Audi. Couldn't really find anything else there. Today we are going to work on this Audi though. We're going to get it completely stripped, ready and resold. Going to get it a run on the test track, see what top speed it can do. But the Ferrari here, we're going to save that for another video, so keep an eye out for that one. But let's get this over to the car wash, get it all nice and clean. Get the old washing on there. Wonder what colour it is. I think it looks predominantly red, but we will find out. There's blue. Some mismatched panels, but what's wrong? Let's get this interior cleaned. To be honest, some of these body panels don't look too bad. I can probably repair some of this and hopefully save myself some money in the rebuild, but we'll see. Under the bonnet, yeah, that engine doesn't look so tasty. That will probably mostly need to be scrapped, which is a bit of a shame, but there we go. Let's get it back to the lift and start work on it. Let's get the car up in the air so we can have a check on what's going underneath. No oil pan, it means I don't have to drain the oil, which is something I do always forget. Let's get this drive shaft and gearbox out of the car. My first rusty bolt, nice. 5th bolt in, but there we go. Get that off and get the gearbox off, and then we'll pull the engine out. Let's go ahead and get the car back down on the ground and go and grab the engine hoist. Get the engine out of this car so we can repair it on the engine stand. Came out nice and easy. That's always a very, very good sign. And let's get on and get these body panels off. Let's get this engine bay cleared as well. Hopefully we'll be able to repair some of this. Obviously not the filter, but at least the filter bases and the radiator we should be able to repair. With the engine bay clear, it's now time to go over and grab the welder, get this frame looking nice and shiny and clean. 2,000, was not expecting that. This will clean up the frame, make it look all nice tidy, and then we can move on to other things. Let's go get some of the body panels repaired, only 3. Now let's go and get these body panels back on the car. I have bought what extra ones I needed. After that, we'll get it painted. So that's all the body panels back on. Just going to take the engine cover off again because I don't really like it and it clogs up the engine bay. But after putting all the panels on, I think probably going to go for a matte black on the paint because these body panels look quite nice as they are. Just at the front there, it looks quite nice in the black. Probably going to try and do a hint of green in a few places, probably on the rims predominantly, and then see where else we come up with as we go later down the line. But let's get over to the paint shop and get it painted. Back from the paint shop, looking nice in the matte black there. But let's get it up in the air and get the front end of this car stripped down. It's the front end of this car completely tore down. Just the last few pieces here. Then we're going to go take apart the springs. Get these pulled apart over here. Then we're going to head over and get the tyres pulled off the rims. Get a few bits repaired. Get these springs back together. I have painted the springs green. They're looking very, very tasty indeed. Now let's go get all of this put back together and on the car so we can get this car completed. That's one side of the car put back together. The green calipers are looking great. You can't really see the green bits on the suspension, which is a bit disappointing. But let's just crack on and get the other side done. That's both sides now completed. The green accents under here look really nice in this examination mode, but when the car's on the ground, you can't really see that they're done. Anyway, we'll move on to the back, get the back stripped down, and we'll go from there. That's the rear end teardown just about complete. Apart from that fuse box, didn't notice that before. But we'll get on, get a few of these parts repaired and then get them back on the car. Repaired all the parts and bought the bits that I needed. Let's get it all back on the car and we are nearly at the end. Back end is all back together. Just picked and painted the rims I've chosen. They're looking really, really nice. Can't wait to get them on the car. Not that one. That's an old choice. But let's get these rims on the car. See how good they look. Nice little green accents around it. Quite match the calipers. Let's get the car down on the ground. That is looking really nice. I'm actually really, really happy with how this has turned out so far. But let's try and get some of these body panels here painted. Let's go for the fin and the grille, I think, yeah. Sadly, couldn't paint the grille, but we can paint this fin, and it looks nice, and it does match the car. Did find these paintable wing mirrors though as well. Taken off the carbon fibre ones and replaced them with these green painted mirrors, which are just adds a nice bit of green. You got like the green stripe effectively without a stripe going to the back of the car. Just finishing off the engine bay here, some lovely green clips just to give the contrast in the engine bay as well. Is looking really smart. But once we've done this, we're going to go finish the underside of the car, the exhaust and things like that. Let's get the interior back in this car. Front seats in. I did just go with the standard interior that the car was asking for. I didn't go for anything too fancy. Thought I'd just put in what it wants, make it a bit easier. But let's check out where we're at. Body, frame and interior all 100%. Don't have the engine in, so obviously that's the parts we are missing. Let's have a look at the profit. Oh, 132,000 without an engine. So let's go and get that done. Get this car finished. Was in the process of putting the engine back together, and then I thought maybe I should paint some of these parts to match the green of the car. Not that you'll be able to see it probably through the engine cover, but at least we can try and get some of these parts painted, so I'm going to go and do that. Back from the paint shop, painted a few parts. Let's get them put back on the engine and get this engine back in the car. That is the engine completely finished, apart from that throttle. Let's get that put on before I forget it. But it is looking really nice in this black and green paint job. I am really, really liking it. And hopefully you will be able to see it under that glorious engine cover. But there we go. Let's get it off the stand. That's not the right button. Let's try that again. Let's get it off the stand. And let's get this mounted back in the car. Get the bonnet open. Let's go back and take that engine cover off. Then we will go and get the crane and we'll get this engine mounted back in the car. And we are so close to being finished now. It is unbelievable. I can't wait for this to be finished. It's going to look so, so good. Let's get this car back in the air. Get the gearbox and drive shaft back in. Get the car back on the ground, get all the oils and brake fluids in the engine all topped up and ready to go. And then we can get the car outside into the sunshine to see how good it finally looks all together. That's all the oils filled up, ready to go. This car is now complete. Let's just get it outside in the sun and get a much better look at it. There it is, 100% finished. Nice sunroof, didn't even know it had that. This car is looking good. It's all at 100%. This car is going to be nice. I think we need to get this engine started. Nice interior. That's got a lovely little growl to it. And it revs quite nicely. That is a nice sounding car. Very, very happy with that. Get the tyres balanced and then the lights. Now, let's get it onto the dyno and see how much power this car puts out. I imagine it's going to be quite a bit. It's got a lovely growl in the background. It's a nice sounding engine there. Holy, nearly 570 horsepower gain. That is a lot of speed. 1271 total. I would like to know what the top speed of this car is going to be. So I think next up, let's get it out onto the test speed track. See how fast this goes. Here we are on the test track. Here we go, hammer down. Spins a bit at the beginning. Does take quite well though. 200 kilometers an hour. 50. 300. 350. 400s. 450, that's it. Now brake! Yeah, power it! Yeah, it wasn't enough. This is this car 100% completed. Now time to sell it. But before we do that, let's just have a quick last look around how beautiful this car looks. It is lovely. Let's get everything opened up. It is looking nice. I think the black and green was a good colour combination. It's looking really smart. But we can't keep it. We do have to sell it because we are trying to make enough money to buy the McLaren in this game, which is very expensive. There we go. One last time. All 100%. 288,600. 266,000 profit. Now we're at 1.1 million. Well on our way to getting the McLaren. But next up, we have the Ferrari 458 Liberty Walk Edition. You'll have to tune in next time to see us build that one. And if it makes more or less money than the Audi currently. But you have to tune in to find out. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.